So, Kylee, a week away. As a player, do you feel like you're ready for that, anxious for that, or does it still feel like it's a long time before the regular season starts?
I think it's more excitement than anything. We've been playing against each other for a while now, especially with our overseas trip. So being able to kind of play against somebody else, it really lets you kind of see where you're at, and we're super excited to get the season started.
So you had a little bit of that opportunity in the exhibition games or the scrimmages. Where do you think you're at? Especially with so many people coming back from last year.
I think we're in a really good spot. I think that we have brought in new people to help build the program, but also we have a good amount of returners that are going to help kind of create that culture that he's looking for future.
I'm kind of curious. So like last year, you guys got in last year, new coach, very few expectations. No one really knew who West Virginia was. And then you guys had this great season. So now a year later, the expectations are much higher. I mean, everything's kind of different than it was last year. Do you guys sense that at all? Does it feel different this year, a year later?
A little bit. I think just because of the circumstances are a little bit different. But I think that for us collectively, it hasn't changed. We still want to do the best that we possibly can for each other. And I think that that's kind of what's driving the team. And I think that's the kind of culture that he brought.
Talked about your game and how, last year just because of circumstances you had to play a lot at 5. Now you can possibly play a lot more 4. You like that? Does that suit your game better?
For me personally, I do like it a little bit more. It's just because when I grew up, I was more of a guard than anything else. So when I got here, it was more learning how to play more of the 5 and post play. So being able to kind of stretch the floor a little bit more, I'm super excited to see what can happen from it.
Guardians aren't supposed to be guarding Audie Crooks, right?
Yeah, that one's always hard.
Did you have a growth spurt, or were you just always a tall guard?
Mostly a tall guard, but I did grow a lot later. Because as a kid, I was pretty small. But then I did hit a growth spurt, which kind of changed things a little bit. But then also where I came from, I just always stayed a guard, and then college, everything kind of changes a little bit. So
obviously, you did get thrown in there with Crooks last year, and then the girl from K-State, her name escapes me at the moment. I'm sure it doesn't you.
No.
That experience, what do you tell Jordan Thomas about it? Because obviously she's going to be doing a lot of that this year.
I think it's just finding your way to guard them, because if you try to do it the way everybody else wants to do it, it's harder because it's taking you out of how you originally play. So like for me, it's always finding the balance between learning new ways to guard, but also doing what I'm used to and using that to my advantage.
Are you freed up defensively at all? Foul counts maybe being a little bit less. Can you be more aggressive, or maybe Jordan or anyone else who's playing in the post?
I definitely hope so. Being able to be on the outside of the zone gives you a little bit more freedom to be detached from players. So by doing that, it allows you to kind of move a little bit more, which hopefully keeps me out of foul trouble because I want to stay on the floor.
How's your three-point shot? Improved? Better? What?
I always like to say it's improving, but I think that the season is going to have to show that. But I'm putting in the work that I need to keep improving every day.
You mentioned your guard skills from the past. Were you always a three-point shooter back then? Is that a more of a new trait? And then what kind of matchup problems that give for another post player when they have to guard you out to the three-point line?
I have always kind of been a little bit more of a three-point shooter. I've always liked more of the guard style of everything. I love to pass growing up and all of those kind of fun things. I think that it allows versatility within the program. By being able to have post players that step out and shoot, it makes the defense stretch and pulls post players out from sitting inside of the key to pulling them out to the top, which allows space for drivers because we have a ton of great ones of them.
The focus is always on offense when you kind of slide through different positions, but defensively, you might have to defend in the mid-range some more, maybe out to the 3, depending on what you're facing. How do you think your abilities match up there? You've been working on things to help you there?
Definitely. I think that defense is always an area that I can grow. I think that in the past year, between rebounding and that, it's something that I need to continue to work on. I do think that being able to guard multiple positions is something that I need to continue to work on. But I do think that it is an area that I will be able to improve and show some stuff.
Able to draw on some of those previous guard skills.
Yeah, hopefully. Yep.
And then on the press, same kind of thing. You might have played in the back more. You could potentially be up a little bit more. Is that a different challenge? You look forward to that, maybe being able to get to the ball a little quicker?
Yeah, it's definitely super exciting to be able to move a little bit more in the zone and kind of press up a little bit more and be more in that front court instead of straight in the back.
You're from Colorado, right?
Yes.
Do you guys go to Colorado?
We do.
Okay,
Our
so
opening game is actually at Colorado.
Okay, so you're going home, right? I mean, so what's that going to be?
I'm so excited to kind of go home and play in that environment again, so I can't wait to play that game.
So when Colorado joined the Big 12, you were all in favor of it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always in favor for having great teams to come in because it pushes us to be even better.
Yeah.
So by being able to have the league kind of just expand, it allows us to be able to continue to grow and see even more challenges. Yep.
You're a long ways from where you grew up. So when you transferred, why West Virginia, and how long did it take you to adjust to being here?
I think I adjusted fairly quickly just because of the team and the culture around it. Everybody was so inviting and just brought us all in. But I originally came for opportunity. I wanted to be able to kind of show who I could be as a player, and I thought that this environment gave me the best opportunity to do that.
That core group that you guys had basically under Coach P's year, you guys had that core group. It stuck together when Coach Kellogg came in. That's kind of rare in the era of college athletics we're in. Why did this group stick it out?
We are just, when everyone talks about having a family vibe, like that is truly how our team works. We are always right behind each other, whether it be a mistake, a good thing. We're always super excited to celebrate each other and our accomplishments. And I think that is truly what kind of kept us all together. We love to be around each other. You'll see us around campus all together and out getting food or doing something else. So
Surprised that, not one? I mean, you'd think at least one, maybe, but no one did. I mean, was that ever the discussion at all, or?
For us, not really.
Okay.
I mean, you always have your worries with new coaches coming in, different styles of play, all of that kind of thing, but we truly loved being in West Virginia and the support we have from the community, and we loved playing with each other, and that's kind of what really kept us all together.
Kind of on the line, so basically, season ticket sales have hit records this year for the women. Summer camps, there's more attendance, there's more anticipation. Are you interested in what that will look like on Tuesday?
I'm super excited to kind of see what all of it can bring.
Yeah.
Because this community is always so behind all of their sports, and it's something that we feel as a team being in that environment as well, and we use it to kind of say, hey, we have more. You always have more to give. So we're super excited to kind of see what that brings.
First time you've had the same coach for yourself, I believe, in back-to-back seasons, right? So you transfer, Coach B, is that nice? Do you understand things better that you don't have to learn something all new and all over again?
I mean, it's always nice to be able to stay in the same system and kind of understand what the coach is looking for from you. But I do think that that's something that we as a team also do too, because we expect so much out of each other. We're always learning to grow. So I feel like even though the coach is the same, we're still looking to strive to push each other.
Kylee, is it fair to say, from what you said about the community and your team and everything, that it's far exceeded your expectations? And what were your expectations when you were coming here? I mean,
It definitely exceeded my expectations, just how much the community really stands behind the teams. Everyone always talks about how exciting it is to play college sports and everything, and then being in this environment, it truly shows you exactly how much that means. So I think that that's super exciting.
Coach Miller was hired. Did you wonder how you'd fit into that system? Because, you know, pressure defense, all that, maybe it's certainly different than what you played in the past. Did you wonder?
I always have to wonder, especially because of being a little bit more of an active post player. It definitely changes how a coach can use and utilize you. So yeah, it's always kind of a little bit of a stress, but just being with the team, like they always know that you're going to come through it.
A question on Sydney. She comes in, she's a newcomer, and it seems like she's made like an instant impact, probably especially offensively. How was she able to come in and just kind of do that as fast as she did?
I mean, I see it probably different than she does, but I felt like she came in like absolutely like no stop, like just growth, completely straight. And she puts in the work to come in every day, and she shoots extra, and she's always willing to listen and learn from the program. So I think that she is going to do amazing things here.
Thanks, everyone.